Kia ora, ko whasmithau, nā mai ki te whare, welcome to the House. The centrepiece of Parliament's week this week was a 2-hour-long special debate on the recently released National Infrastructure Plan. This debate had a slightly different tone to many, with general agreement that we need to better plan for and institute infrastructure.
They have made a compelling case for change. We face significant challenges as a country: ageing stock, backlog of maintenance and renewals, an ageing population, and increased exposure to natural hazard events.
MPs agreed that infrastructure planning is too important to be tinged with politics. The debate tried to mirror this sentiment. Consider this comparison. The previous hour was the weekly general debate. In that debate, Labour's Kieran McAnulty followed National's Nicola Willis and began with a traditional parliamentary welcome.
The Karori Amateur Theatrical Society wouldn't even take that on. That was the worst attempt at acting that I have seen since Christopher Luxon tried to ask a question at question time.
An hour later, in the infrastructure debate, he opened like this instead.
The Labor Party supports the work of the Infrastructure Commission and commends it on the production of the National Infrastructure Plan.
He went on to note,
"It's long been clear that infrastructure has not been done well in this country. That's why under the previous Labor government the Infrastructure Commission was established."
Labour MPs took pains to mention that Grant Robertson, as the First Minister for Infrastructure, had commissioned an infrastructure strategy from the new Commission. You can see that even in discussion of being apolitical, there is politics. It is also a call and response. Earlier, National's Chris Bishop had said,
It came about because the government was elected on the idea of establishing a 30-year national infrastructure plan for the country. And rather than write that plan ourselves through the Treasury and through other government agencies, we tasked the Independent Infrastructure Commission with coming up with the plan. I think that was very important, and it's given the plan a degree of credibility and independence.
And both are correct, only partial. The debate was even-handed, even friendly, but they couldn't help demonstrating some of the many burrs in the sock of true bipartisan endeavour. In this case, wanting credit, which goes along with delivering blame, and parochialism, and other habits. Politics credits its own success and others' failings. But here at least, both teams agreed things needed to change, and that political decisions were destructive.
If all Crown infrastructure went through the independent assurance process that the Infrastructure Commission has set up, then we will go a long way to avoiding the cancellation of projects that we have seen in the past. It is about confidence and about certainty. And one way to assure that is if we get the settings right, then it doesn't actually matter what is going to happen at an election, because they know that things have, infrastructure projects have been properly assessed and nothing has been promised without an ability to pay for it.
Everyone seemed to agree with that, but each party came up with different examples of bad political decisions. Here's National's Katie Nimmin and Labour's Tangi Utikere.
The Hawke's Bay Expressway, it was almost all but there. And then what happened? We didn't get in government that time. It got cancelled.
The ferries are a great example of that. That was, let's face it, a political call.
MPs in this debate were mostly very positive. Here's National's Nancy Liu, excited by the opposition's approach.
The willingness to work together for the long-term betterment of our country.
As lovely as most MPs were being, they were also not noticing their own parochial blind spots. Megan Woods.
And even in this debate, where I think we've had some very thoughtful contributions, we can't have missed some of the edging in, the pork barrel politics that has underwritten infrastructure for too long in this country, that thinking being a good politician is talking about the wins in your local patch.
Grant McCullum from Northland on the soon-to-begin Northland Expressway, which had attracted criticism during the debate.
Is that investment a wise investment? Well, for the people of Northland, it is. And it's because we're making up for generations of a lack of investment.
There was a fair bit of local focus, especially from electorate MPs. I think the only MP decrying a new road on their own patch was Green MP Tamitha Paul on the second planned Mount Victoria tunnel.
If you want to save money for the people of New Zealand, don't do that project.
The infrastructure plan, which is not an investment plan so much as a cross between a lamentation and a strategic overview, is a very good thing. But listening to MPs discuss it, even on their very best behaviour, might not ensure confidence that the future will be free of political short-termism. Aisha Verrall, looking towards the coming election, seemed to see a shadow on the political shoulder, and it wasn't MPs' better angels.
New Zealanders want roads, they want hospitals, they want schools, they want an electricity grid that works, and yet it's too tempting for us to lean into the politics around infrastructure that is detrimental to us achieving those outcomes. I am so grateful for the thoughtful contributions that I've heard today that suggest something else might be possible. I don't underestimate the challenge of maintaining this posture from here, though. How easy is it going to be in the next 7 months to promise a road, to oppose a road, to try and make political hay out of cancelling or promoting an infrastructure project?
You've been listening to The House, Te Whakarango Koe ki te Whare. This program is produced with funding from Parliament's Office of the Clerk. Mā te wā.